In this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the most popular bars and venues where you can find live music in Houston, Texas. So if you want to understand what the music scene of Houston looks like and get a sense for the culture and nightlife in Houston, then check this out. I'm featuring 14 different places here, so let's just get started. The first one is White Oak Music Hall. This is regarded as one of the top music venues in Houston, and they bring a lot of big acts in here for ticketed shows with a full variety of music. They have an outdoor amphitheater and they also have 2 indoor stages as well. And on this day, I was in the upstairs stage where I found this really great music coming out of the Lubbock area of Texas. Rockin' band. This is Slade Coulter. Next up is an eclectic or unusual and cool looking venue called Under the Volcano. I guess they got a cool name too. This is a colorful Mexican inspired hangout. They got some Argentine style empanadas that they can serve ya, and they are really big on their cocktails there. And they have live music Wednesdays where they pull in some pretty talented music. And I was able to catch John Egan there, who's based out of Houston and super talented. Next up is the recently revamped and revitalized and changing Dan Electros. They call themselves an eclectic spot for live blues and acoustic music, and they do have music most nights of the week. So they've been doing a good job of supporting local bands as well as bringing tourist artists in for ticketed shows and bringing artists from Austin in too. I had a great night here with a super talented band, Croy and the Boys. Next up, we got La Coqueta. This is a cool spot for music and dancing, and they've got bachata nights and tango nights. I came on a Tuesday when they've got the Lindy Hop, Balboa, Shag, and East Coast swing dancing going on. They were just dancing to recorded music here, but they do have a little stage area, and they bring in live music that's in the areas of jazz and blues and rock and roll. Next up is Riverhouse Houston. This is located near Buffalo Bayou, and it's in the East End area of Houston. You can catch some really nice views of the skyline of downtown Houston here, overlooking the bayou and overlooking a golf course. Got people walking around with their golf stuff. And they've got live music there that they've been featuring on their outdoor stage, and this is Ben McPeak. Next up, we're moving into the Montrose neighborhood, the heart of the Montrose neighborhood, for Grange. They've got some regional Mexican and Tex-Mex dishes that they're serving up here. And on this day, they're celebrating the end of summer with a good old-fashioned reggae party. They have Dem Roots playing there. Next up is Cohn's, and this is more near the downtown/midtown area of Houston. They call themselves a coffee house by day, and they got wine and beer by night. It's kind of a mellow and intimate spot, so it is a good spot for supporting some jazz music. And they do a good job of supporting visual kinds of art too. So I came here when they got their Sunday jazz going on. And now we're moving to Buffalo Grill. Somebody told me to check out Buffalo Grill, and they are known for breakfast, and they are a family affair, being around since 1984. I did find a really good breakfast plate there, and they've got this kind of separate section that's filled with a bunch of folks who show up routinely for their Wednesday Bluegrass jam. Okay, now we're moving into the Heights area for Benny Thunder. This is one of those places where you serve your own beer. I know it's kind of intimidating, maybe a little frustrating to figure out how to serve your own beer at first, but the upside is that you can try different samples of different and interesting types of beers. And Nathan Quick and Scott Benton were playing music there on this day. Okay, now we got a coffee shop that's called EQ Heights. And it's also known as Equilibrium Social House. And things can get pretty packed in there sometimes when they are featuring music, which they do feature. They had the group Traveler playing on this day, and Traveler's got a lot of friends showing out. Okay, now we got Jack's Grill. This is the location of Jack's Grill that's on Shepherd. They're American fare and seafood with some Cajun and Southern flavors. They do have a lot of Zydeco music going on the weekends, but I was able to catch it when they were doing their Summer Texas Country Music Series on Thursdays, and they were bringing in some really talented and popular country artists in to play. This was hosted by Rich O'Toole, and on this day, Robert Kuhn of Galvezton was playing, and Jade Marie Patek. Okay, now we got a record shop. This is Cactus Music. So you can hop in there and peruse a bunch of records and a bunch of cool music related things. They call themselves Houston's Historic Independent Record Shop with a more than 40-year history. And they do host album release parties there and more intimate shows there. And this sure was a fun show to see in an afternoon. They have the Swimwear department playing. They're singing danceable songs and they're committed to only singing about swimming pools and shopping malls.
Can't buy nothing at all, 'cause all my friends are broke. Get up to the mall and do the cool mall stroll. Swimming to departments that all the pools are closed. Get up to the mall and do the cool mall stroll.
All right, now we got a great little club called the Continental Club, located in the Midtown area. People are still surprised to learn that Houston has a Continental Club, just like the famous one in Austin. It's a great place to keep on your list for finding live music that you can go out and see. And this was a case in point here because I came out to see Summer Dean. I wasn't aware of her music, but I was just checking it out and I became a fan. And right next to Continental Club is Shoeshine Charley's, also a great place to keep your eye on the music that's going on here. It's a bit more intimate, a bit more maybe downscale in the sense that the tickets are typically cheaper here. You can go back and forth between the Continental and Shoeshine Charley's since they are attached to each other. Depends on the ticket difference between the two locations and if they got someone watching the door out back or not. So I did come here after that show at the Continental and I found DGS was really rocking out there. So that's a look at some of the best bars and venues for finding live music in Houston. Hope you got a sense for what the music scene in Houston is all about. And this is not the only video that I posted on this topic. I've got tons of other ones featuring a bunch of other different locations. So I'll put links to those in the description below. But you can also click on my YouTube channel and look at the thumbnails of a bunch of videos I got about touring around Texas and the music scene all around Texas. Thanks for checking this out and thank you for your support.